One day, a Yucky Pig was drenching himself in a lake. A thirsty lion came to drink the water, but due to bad odor, he went away. The crazy pig thought that the lion is afraid of pig and challenged him for a fight. "Maybe tomorrow," replied the lion, and turned away from the stinky pig. The pig went back his home and told everything to his parents. "What have you done to yourself, stupid pig? It's not you, but your foul odor that made the lion ran away," explained his father. The Yucky Pig's excitement broke into pieces straight away. His father suggested that he should deliberately roll in the dirty water so that he might stink more and more and then meet the lion. The pig agreed and listened to his father. As soon as the lion approached the pig, the foul odor spread all around, and the lion could not near it, and he ran away. Since then, pigs always keep themselves dirty so that no animal might come near them. Once there was a fox and a stork. The fox was selfish, but he decided to invite the stork for dinner. The invitation made Stork very delighted, and she arrived at the fox's house on time, knocking on the door with her long beak. The fox escorted her to the supper table and gave them both soup in shallow bowls. She couldn't eat any soup since the bowl was too shallow for her. The fox, on the other hand, quickly lapped up his soup. The stork was upset and irritated, but she didn't show it. She asked the fox to supper the next day to teach him a lesson. She served soup in 2 tall thin vases as well. The stork sipped the soup from the vase, but the fox was unable to do so due to his small neck. The fox realized he had made a mistake. Moral of the story: never be selfish. One day, a group of birds were flying in search of food. They were being led by their king. They flew the whole day long, but could not get anything to eat. In the evening, they took shelter on a tree. The next morning, the king divided the birds into 4 groups and asked them to go in 4 different directions and look for food grains. The birds flew in different directions and started looking for food. They all got tidbits to eat. They also saved some for the king. One of the birds got separated from her group, and she flew a little further. She reached a tree which was on a freeway. She saw cartloads of food grains passing on the road. One of the bags of the grain was torn, and grains were scattered on the road. There was enough grains on the road for the entire group. She thought of flying back and telling the king about what she had found. But on a second thought, she decided not to tell the king. "If I tell him, he will come here with all the birds. I want all this grain for myself," she thought. She had her fill of the grains and took some for the king. The king was pleased, as the grains were superb. He asked her where she got the grains. She told him the truth about the freeway. Hearing her, all the birds were happy. The king told them that next day they could all go to the freeway and collect grains. But the birds said, "It is very dangerous to collect food from there. The road is very busy. Carts and vehicles pass over it every moment. We may get crushed under the wheels of the cart. I risked my life to get these grains. It will be better that we don't go there." The king liked her sound advice and decided to look for food elsewhere. However, the little bird flew to the freeway every day and had her fill of grains. On her way back, she would collect some food for the king and come back to her nest. One day, in her eagerness to eat more grains, she got crushed under the wheels of a cart. Evening arrived and she did not return to her nest. All the birds got worried about her. They reported the matter to the king. The king told them to go and search for her. He also went out to look for her. Soon, he came upon the freeway and found her body lying in the middle of the road. He could understand the reason for her death. He understood her greedy and selfish nature. She had advised others not to go to the freeway so that she could eat all the grains herself. However, she became a victim of her greed and selfishness. One day, a big and beautiful deer was wandering in the jungle. He was looking for food. He wanted to eat something different than what he ate every day. While wandering, he came to the outskirt of the jungle. There, he saw a fruit-laden tree. He had never tasted such fruits before, so he cautiously ate one. The fruit was very sweet and luscious. The deer started coming to that fruit tree every day. He gave up eating all other plants that grew in the jungle. He would eat only the fruits of that particular tree. A hunter lived in the nearby village. He used to go to the forest every day and pass by that tree. One day, as he was returning from the jungle, he saw the footmarks of the deer. He was glad to see the footmarks and stood watching them. After some time, he saw the deer enjoying the tasty fruits of the tree. The hunter made up his mind to catch the deer. "He is so big and beautiful. He will fetch me a lot of money," he thought. The hunter came back to the tree next morning and hid himself among the branches of a nearby tree. He intended to kill the deer with his bow and arrow. After about an hour, the deer arrived. He was a very clever and cautious deer. He saw human footprints on the wet soil. Therefore, he did not go near the fruit tree. Instead, he stood watching for any sign of the human being. He spoke to the fruit tree. "My dear talking tree, why didn't you welcome me today? Why are you not dropping your fruits for me today? Are you angry with me? Have I offended you by my misconduct?" Hearing the deer speak, the hunter plucked some fruits from the fruit tree and threw them towards the deer. The deer was now sure that a hunter was lying in wait for him. He said to the tree, "It appears that you are not in a mood to talk with me today. Therefore, you have thrown the fruits without welcoming me. I can't accept the fruits as you are annoyed. I will come back only when you are in a pleasant mood." So saying, he hid himself behind the tall bush that grew nearby. The hunter was quite disappointed. He aimed an arrow at the deer. However, the arrow missed him. The deer ran swiftly and disappeared into the thick forest. He had outwitted the hunter.